This week we meet with a couple that are living their dream of retirement and RVing. Then we check out an interesting tool that'll make handling your next campfire a lot safer and easier. Also, Jeff Johnston shows us what we need to know about tire age and safety. All this plus Britta, our Trailer Chicks cooker, coming up on this week's Rolling On TV. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. RVing is a great way to enhance your retirement plans, and Jerry and Marcia Little tell us all about their new motorhome, RVing, and adventures on the road. Jerry and Marcia have been RVing for about 11 years now. What got them started?
We started out in a fifth wheel. We played tennis with another couple every Sunday, and they had a fifth wheel. And they finally, they kept talking about the trips they went on and things they did. It sounded interesting, so we ended up buying a fifth wheel and started going out traveling with them on weekends. And that's how we got into it.
And how long did it take to go from a fifth wheel to a motorhome?
Probably only about another year and a half or so. The secretary that worked for me at the time was president of a Las Vegas Winnebago club. And she did a lot of talking about what they did in the club and all, and eventually we came across a used Winnebago, and that started us into the Class A, the motorhomes. And we've had quite a few since then. You kind of learn. As you get into a motorhome, you realize what you like and don't like, and then you see another one that comes along and that's got the features that are missing in the one you had or something. So you kind of grow with it and have to, the best way I think is to come up through the market and live with a few till you finally decide what you really want to spend the big bucks and get the final one.
I was wondering, was each new motorhome a step up in size?
With one exception. When I retired for the first time, we had a diesel pusher, a 36-foot Winnebago Journey. And when I retired, we decided that maybe that was a bit much on fixed income now, and so we downsized to a Class C. And after having the larger motorhome, we weren't really happy with the smaller Class C, so we finally bit the bullet and moved back up to a Class A again.
But they're different sizes too, but we found the 36 or 34 to 36 foot was our
optimum size.
Comfortable range, right, and that is a medium. That's what most people have, the 35 or 36.
36 is the most popular size.
Jerry and Marcia picked up their new 34-foot Itasca Meridian this past January from Flag RV in Rhode Island. And it wasn't long before they were taking a somewhat long break-in trip, as Jerry explains.
Normally when you get a new motorhome, you like to go to a campground for a weekend where you have a chance to try out everything and make sure it works. Turn your air conditioning on, work your ovens, your stoves, and make sure everything's working before you take off somewhere. But being the middle of the winter and after 6 major snowstorms, we were anxious to get out. So our first trip, we took it to Florida. We had a few problems, and we came back and got them fixed, and so we're ready to go again.
Speaking of break-in trips, I asked if they had ever run into any problems on any of their trips.
Oh yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And in our trip back from Las Vegas to Boston when I retired, I was working in Vegas at the time, so that was a 3,000-mile trip. It was kind of, I did a little article on it, which was fun. It was called My Journey and My Journey. It was a Winnebago Journey, parentheses, lessons learned. And it was one of those trips that every day it seemed something happened. Like one of the typical things that does happen to a good many RVers is they forget to put their antenna down when they pull out of the campground. Whack, I hit a tree limb and that was the end of my antenna. And this was just kind of one of those stories, and you learn from it. And you'll see now, if you look up on the crank for the antenna, there's a ribbon hanging from it. And whenever I crank the antenna up, I hang that ribbon on my steering wheel. So before I leave, that's a reminder, did you put your antenna down? So it's a lesson learned, and you learn from your experiences.
We'll get back to Jerry and Marcia later in the show, but coming up after the break, Jeff shows us the fire stick. all starts with pride and ends up being the gold standard in pop-up truck campers. Four-wheel campers. Need we say more? See for yourself by visiting fourwheelcampers.com. When it comes to RV glass and windshield replacement, there's only one name to remember: Duncan Systems. With thousands of windshields and side glass in stock, we are America's #1 source for RV glass replacement. And now, we can even repair those fogged up windows at a fraction of the replacement cost. For more information, including our locations, visit our website at rvglass.com or log on to rollingontv.com. Need a new canvas for your tent trailer? You could win one free from our friends at Canvas Replacements. To enter the contest, just visit our website at rollingontv.com and click on the contest page. Who knows? You may find yourself camping bug-free this summer with a brand new canvas from Canvas Replacements.
At campgrounds all across America, next to campfires, very much like this one, an awful lot of people are doing this. It's so good.
See my acting skills.
You don't have to be a perfectionist to want your campfire to be just right. Get those logs in the right place. It can be aesthetically pleasing as well as providing better heat for cooking and so on. Well, we ran across a really interesting little tool here that might be just what you need. It's called the fire stick. It's made out of stainless steel, got a couple of handles on it, has an outside shaft sliding on an inner one. The important thing is, it's a tip. These cast metal jaws which allow you to reach into the fire, grab onto the log, and position it exactly like you want it every time. In addition, there's a little hole in the tip, and if you have to get the fire a little bit of a boost, you can put the tip down in the fire, breathe into the end, and put the air for blowing in the fire exactly where you want it, so you don't need to put your face down in there and wind up singeing your eyebrows off. It's a pretty interesting little tool. We'll show you how it works.
The fire stick enables you to move firewood, large and small, exactly where you want it. It's long enough to help you avoid getting uncomfortably close to the heat of the flames or coals. Lori demonstrates how even a fairly large log can be handled by the fire stick. Our fire was burning nicely, but Jake tried out the air blowing feature. This also worked well when we started the fire earlier on. The tangs on the back of the jaws can be used to lift a cookpot from the fire, for example, or they can serve as a simple hook for placing a Dutch oven on the fire grate.
No, that's not.
Next, you can use the fire stick to pick coals from the fire and place them on the Dutch oven lid. This handy device has a multitude of uses around your campfire. You can almost smell that tri-tip potatoes and onions cooking already. For more information about the fire stick, log on to our website at rollingontv.com.
Coming up, we'll learn all about tires and how old is too old. And Britta stocks up with a whole bunch of fresh goodies at the pumpkin patch. We'll be right back. Is your pop-up camper canvas getting a little worse for wear? Don't fret. Just call the friendly folks at Canvas Replacements, and their experienced staff will cut and sew you up a new one in no time. Canvas Replacements, your #1 source for all your pop-up camper canvas needs. For more information, visit the company website at canvasreplacements.com or call them at 800-232-2079. At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family, and we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at jayco.com or just log on to RollinOnTV.com. Need a new canvas for your tent trailer? You could win one free from our friends at Canvas Replacements. To enter the contest, just visit our website at RollingOnTV.com and click on the contest page. Who knows? You may find yourself camping bug-free this summer with a brand new canvas from Canvas Replacements.
Today's viewer mail covers a subject that's near and dear to most RVers' hearts, their tires. And it goes something like this. Dear Jeff, my favorite RV dealer tells me that even though my tires aren't worn out, I need to replace them because they're too old. Is that right? Can a tire in good condition be too old to use? Well, believe it or not, yes, they're right. A tire, even if it has tread left on it, can be past its useful lifespan. There are all kinds of environmental factors that affect tires. Ozone in the air, ultraviolet light from the sun, and age. Tire rubber simply dries out. And as it dries out, it's more prone to cracking and tread separation and so on, or major carcass failures. And none of these, of course, are a good thing. Now, tire manufacturers generally recommend somewhere between 6 and 8 years as the maximum lifespan for a tire. This, of course, varies according to the manufacturer. So the first thing you need to know to find out where you stand on your tires, so to speak, is how old they are. Now, there's all kinds of useful data molded into the tire sidewall. What you want to look for is the information that starts out with a DOT followed by a string of letters and numbers. Once you locate the DOT numbers on the side of the tire, you can get all kinds of information from them. Most important for us, of course, is the date. The first two letters, AP, indicate that this tire was made in Ardmore, Oklahoma. You can find a link to a complete list of manufacturing sites on our website at RollinOnTV.com. And the last 4 digits here, 3604, indicate this tire was built in the 36th week of 2004. Which means since this is 2013, this tire is really close to its projected lifespan. Okay, now you know your tire's age. The next thing you need to do is an inspection. And it may look great at arm's length like these do, but you need to get up close and personal to learn the rest of the story. With a close look at the tire carcass, you start to see all kinds of little cracks and crevices here in the sidewall, cracks across the lugs and so forth. Back up here between the lugs and even down on the sidewall. This is good indicators that there's something starting to go on with your tread rubber beyond just wearing out. For example, one of the things you can see is this particular crack right here that runs all the way along. And that's kind of right where the cap rubber meets the sidewall rubber. That could indicate separation starting to happen. Well, we hope this has been useful to maybe help you learn a little bit more about your tires and make a little bit better judgment as far as when you have to replace them is concerned. Knowing how to read your tire's age is useful in another way as well. For example, if you go shopping for tires and you visit a tire dealer showroom, you can look at the sidewall on the new tires and figure out exactly how old they are. That's very useful information because it means you don't have to necessarily buy tires that have been sitting in a warehouse someplace for a year or more. You probably wouldn't want to do that. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to another episode of Trailer Chicks. For a few days, we're going to be out on Sovies Island, which is just outside of Portland. This island is known for great fishing, an abundance of wildlife, and beautiful farm fresh produce. Our first stop is the pumpkin patch, where we'll meet Carrie, one of the farmers. Carrie.
Yes, hi. Thanks for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're really excited to see what's in season, get some amazing produce, and check out this farm.
Good. I'm so glad you came. We just opened for the season.
So, Carrie, can you tell me a little bit about the pumpkin patch and how long it's been here and what you specialize in?
Yes, we've been here for over 40 years.
Wow.
My husband and I for 20. His parents 20 years before that. We grow 50 different fruits and vegetables. We're known for selling things in bulk at farm direct prices. So we start with berries, strawberries, raspberries, marionberries, blueberries, and end with pumpkins. And as the season goes on, more and more produce is available. So fresh produce, I think we're known for, second to just pumpkins.
Carrie, I couldn't help but notice all these gorgeous baskets all around the store, and I was just wondering how they fit in with the produce market.
Okay, yeah. So our family traveled to Rwanda the last 2 Februaries.
Wow.
And we were asked actually to go to help plant seeds for 2 orphan schools. It's the only business that they have there. So it's another way to support the women in this village in Rwanda, Africa. So the seeds are already growing. We've seen the produce, we've seen the harvest, and it's so exciting to add vegetables to the people's diets where they mostly eat beans and cornmeal.
Oh, wow.
Well, Britta, would you like to go shopping now?
I would. I'd love to pick out some produce for some great recipes I'm going to show. Oh, I love these radishes.
Yeah, the French are icicle radishes. I like the red and white to add color to a salad.
And they're usually pretty mild, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So these would be great in a, I'm going to make a strawberry salsa with onions. Do you have any sweet onions?
Yes. How about Walla Walla salad onions? These are from Sauvie Island.
Those are the best sweet onions.
Yes.
We're so lucky to be in the region for these.
I love to put those on the grill too. Oh, fresh kale.
Kale would be perfect for smoothies. I'm going to make smoothies, and it's a great way to get your greens.
Oh, and here's our rhubarb, Sauvie Island grown.
All right, I'm going to mix this with strawberries and make a really good crisp. And this is what I'm so excited about.
Oh yes, fresh strawberries. There's nothing like an Oregon strawberry. You know, you gotta get them while they're in season. It's a short season, 2 weeks.
Carrie, thank you so much for showing me around and getting all this great produce. I can't wait to get in the trailer and make some amazing recipes. And you'll have to be sure and stop by and see what we made.
Can't wait.
All right, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Exciting, great things do come in small packages, like exceptional quality, extreme comfort, and luxurious appointments. You'll find all this and more wrapped up in one beautiful package. The Pleasureway Pursuit. See for yourself by visiting pleasureway.com. Need a new canvas for your tent trailer? You could win one free from our friends at Canvas Replacements. To enter the contest, just visit our website at rollingontv.com and click on the contest page. Who knows? You may find yourself camping bug-free this summer with a brand new canvas from Canvas Replacements. Earlier in the show, we met up with Jerry and Marcia Little and their new 34-foot Itasca Meridian. And wow, it's a beauty. It comes with 3 slide-outs, 2 slides on the right side for the bedroom and living room, and a huge full slide on the left side. Inside, the bedroom is spacious with plenty of room for a king-size bed and dresser. The kitchen comes with a full-size 4-door refrigerator, freezer, and ice maker. To get more drawer and storage space, Marcia chose to go with a combination convection and microwave oven, and there's plenty of counter space to work on. The dining room table makes into a bed, as does the large convertible sofa. So, what about those accommodations?
The overall accommodations, you could really do 6 people comfortably. Obviously with the king bed in the bedroom, you've got 2 people. The sofa we're sitting in is a full queen-size bed. It comes out. And the dinette over on the other side, the table comes down and the cushions fill in, and that makes another bed that 2 people could sleep in. So you could sleep 6 people comfortably.
But there is a joke about that.
Yeah.
6 people for cocktails, 4
for dinner and 2 to sleep.
As we learned, Jerry and Marcia love heading out to new adventures. So, what's on their calendar next?
The biggest plan we have coming up this year is Albuquerque, New Mexico in September. We're going to the Balloon Fiesta. And that's kind of got a little bit of backstory to it. Last summer, we did a 12,000-mile 3-month trip to Alaska. And it was a Winnebago caravan. We met 14 other Winnebagos in Dawson Creek, British Columbia, and for 7 weeks we caravaned through the Yukon and Alaska together, ending up in Prince George, British Columbia 7 weeks later. We made some real good friends on this caravan, obviously
Sure.
being together for
Turns
7
into
weeks.
families.
Mhm.
You get to
We've
be
kept in
family.
touch with each other on emails. It turned out, unbeknownst to us, when we went down to Florida to the Florida State Rally in March, there were three other couples from the Alaska caravan that were there in Florida, and there's 9 of us from the Alaska caravan that are going to be in Albuquerque next September for the balloon fiesta.
What's the best way to see if you and your spouse are made for RVing?
Oh,
Cruise America.
rent one.
Cruise America.
That's what we did.
We did.
We rented a Cruise America in Vegas, and we drove it out to the West Coast. We stayed just outside of, I can't think of the name of the town.
The town out there.
But anyway, Carpinteria was the beach where we stayed on. It was an effort to see if the two of us could live in a tight, closed conditions, like live in a box for a week together without killing each other. Obviously, we loved it because it wasn't soon thereafter that we bought the 5th wheel and started getting into it seriously. But very definitely, there's many places where you can rent an RV. Please rent one, go out and see how you like it before you spend the money on it.
In case you didn't notice, Jerry and Marcia also have a couple of other family members along with them.
We have Brandy here. She's 9 years old, and Lacey, who's the one you heard from. Come here, Lacey. Come on. She's 11 years old. They've been RVing with us all their life. They love it.
Since they were puppies.
Typically, when we get ready to go for a weekend or for months, whenever we're leaving the house, we come out with one laundry basket full of clean clothes and one laundry basket full of food to put in the refrigerator to leave with. As soon as they see that laundry basket, they get all excited and they know we're going someplace. And
Open the door.
we open the door to the house and they run right straight to the RV. They love it.
Yeah, they've been on here since they were babies.
Being they travel a lot, I asked Jerry if he uses modern navigational tools.
Oh, I don't know how I would get places anymore without the GPSs. They are wonderful. And what I have now, even as a new model, it's a Garmin 465T. It's made for trucks, but it works for RVs too because you can program in your length, your width, your height, and any dangerous cargo like propane. So it'll keep you from going through like the Baltimore Tunnel, which doesn't allow propane, or it'll keep you from going to somewhere where there's a bridge. And I've actually tested it to see if it worked, and it did. There's a bridge just in Westboro that's only 11'6", and I drove my car there. I happened to be going there for something, and it let me go that way, and I programmed it in and checked how that would take me, and it took me a different way, so I avoided that bridge. Oh, and also this new one does one more thing. Even if your next turn's 47 or 100 miles away, it shows you which way you're going to be turning and how many lanes. It might show a 6-lane highway with 4 of them going straight and 2 of them going off to the right, and if you're going off, those 2 are highlighted. Or if you're going straight, the 4 are highlighted. So that helps you too, because a lot of times on the interstate, not very often there's a left-hand exit. And if you're over in the right-hand lane and up a mile from now and you're towing a car, you got 50-some feet, you got to find an opening and try to get your way over to that left exit. Where with this, 40 miles before you get there.
We know they're having a great time, but would they recommend RVing to other couples?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. When you go to a motel or hotel, you never know who your neighbors are. You don't tend to meet them and make any friends and that kind of lifestyle. When you go to a campground, you get in at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and get yourself hooked up, and usually by 5 o'clock you're next door with somebody you never knew before having cocktails. RVers are just the friendliest people in the world.
I want to thank Jerry and Marcia for inviting us aboard their new motorhome. And if you're ever at a Winnebago rally and see a shiny new gray Meridian, stop by and say hi. And be sure to bring a couple of dog treats. For the latest up-to-the-minute RV news, visit our media partners at rvbusiness.com. We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and for more information on anything you've seen on the show, visit our website at rollingontv.com, where you can watch this week's show along with additional videos, interesting stories, and the latest in RV news.